The Mason County Supreme Court didn't hum. It simmered. Eyes cut like blades toward the tall black man at the defense table. Colton Merriweather, 46, charged with assaulting a cop. No handcuffs, no twitching, just silence wrapped in something heavy. Something that said, "I've seen worse than this." Whispers floated from the gallery. "That's him. Big dude. Went after a cop. Looks like an ape in a damn suit." He heard it all. Didn't move. Didn't blink. War teaches that stillness is survival. Colton had served 2 decades in special operations. None of these folks knew the man they whispered about had once dragged a bleeding soldier across a minefield with bullets screaming overhead. Across the room sat Officer Logan Kershaw, 38. Clean uniform, glossy badge, and a smirk that didn't quite reach his eyes. He told his side already. Perfect, polished, like a rehearsed T. Colton's side was Travis DuPont, a 29-year-old defense attorney barely out of law school. Nervous, and over his head, but something about Colton's silence gripped him. Not fear, not indifference. Power, controlled like a pressure valve. "You ready?" Travis whispered. Colton nodded once. "All rise." Judge Malcolm Rohr entered. Sharp, fair, but even he seemed to pause longer than usual before speaking. The storm was coming. Kershaw took the stand first. He delivered his story with ease. It was 11:15 p.m. I saw the defendant pacing outside the old hardware store. Looked nervous, aggressive, refused to ID himself, then shoved me in the chest and reached for my weapon. I acted on protocol. His voice was calm. His eyes shifted between jurors like a man sure he had them wrapped. "Did you feel threatened?" the prosecutor asked. "Absolutely." Big man, angry, looked ready to attack. I had to defend myself. He stepped down with smug satisfaction. But Colton didn't flinch. Travis leaned in. "We gotta hit that. If we don't rip his story now, they'll eat it whole." Still no response from Colton. Then, quietly, "You know who survives in the jungle?" he said. "Not the one who yells. The one who waits." Travis blinked. "This isn't war, Mr. Merriweather." Colton turned his eyes slowly. "No, but people die here too by lies." When Travis rose to cross-examine, he wasn't just a rookie anymore. He was a man on a battlefield. His pen didn't shake this time. "Mr. Merriweather," Judge Rohr said, "you may testify." Colton stood, every move deliberate, as if even the air around him respected it. He stepped to the witness stand and adjusted the mic. "I was waiting for an Uber," he said. "After doing what?" "Having dinner with an old friend. A combat medic." "And where exactly?" "Corner of Jefferson and Bayard. Outside the old tool shop. I was there for 12 minutes and 47 seconds. A few jurors raised brows. That precision wasn't fabricated. And when Officer Kershaw arrived, he didn't greet me, just shined his flashlight in my face and asked what I was hiding. I told him I was waiting for a ride. Colton's voice didn't rise, but something underneath shifted. He said, "Men like you need to learn to obey." Then he grabbed my arm. I stepped back. He yelled. I was resisting. Gasps. Some tried to mask it, others didn't. "And did you ever reach for his weapon?" "No, never." "Did you strike him?" "No, but I pulled away." Travis turned to the jury. "You heard Officer Kershaw's story, and now you've heard Mr. Merriweather's. Ask yourselves, who needed to be silenced?" Just then, the door to the courtroom creaked, opened, a woman stepped inside. Early 40s, tan blazer, military pins glinting. She paused, scanned the room, then locked eyes with Colton. He blinked for the first time all day. "Who is that?" Travis whispered, but Colton didn't speak. He didn't have to, because something had just changed. That woman, whoever she was, wasn't here to spectate. She was here to speak, and when she did, someone's truth would fall. Travis DuPont didn't drive straight home. He sat in the courthouse parking lot for a long while, engine off, watching shadows stretch across his windshield. The sun was gone now, swallowed by dusk, but inside his chest, the fire still burned. He reopened the anonymous email. No signature, no message, just the video. He wondered who Lana McBride really was, and why she chose to send the footage now. Maybe she'd been waiting for the right moment, just like Colton. Inside the courthouse, the atmosphere had shifted. No longer hostile, no longer dismissive. The jury had seen the truth, undeniable, raw. And more importantly, they had felt it. 15 minutes later, the courtroom came back to life. Judge Rohr called for order, but the crowd didn't need much urging. The tension was now reverence, like they were all participants in something bigger than a trial. Defense may proceed with cross-examination, the judge declared. Travis stood slowly, buttoning his vest. Logan Kershaw took the stand once more, but his earlier confidence had crumbled. His hands gripped the edges of the witness box. "Officer Kershaw," Travis began, voice steady. "Have you ever met Mr. Merriweather before that night?" Kershaw cleared his throat. "No." "Did he resist arrest?" "No, but just yes or no for now." Travis paced once. "Did you feel threatened?" "No." "And yet, you shoved him against a car, cuffed him, and accused him of resisting. Was there probable cause?" "I thought. Was there probable cause?" "No." Silence. Travis walked closer. "So what made you assume he was dangerous?" Kershaw's lips parted, but no words came. "That's the question, isn't it?" Travis pressed. "Because he was wearing a hoodie? Because he was standing alone? Or because of something else?" Objection from the prosecution. Sustained. But it didn't matter. The message had landed. Travis turned to the jury. "Let's take a step back. Let's imagine this wasn't Colton Merriweather. Let's say it was your son, your brother, standing on a street corner, quiet, polite, doing nothing wrong. What would justice look like then?" The jury was still. Travis knew not to overplay it. He sat down. The prosecution scrambled to recover, but their momentum was gone. They tried to reframe Colton's character, dig into inconsistencies, but it all fell hollow now. The video had done what 1,000 words couldn't. It told the truth with no room for spin. When closing statements began, Travis stood once more. "I won't take much of your time," he said. "This case isn't about noise. It's about silence. The silence of assuming. The silence of looking away. The silence of those who suffer while others rewrite the story." He paused. Colton Merriweather didn't demand to be heard. He waited until the truth spoke for itself. He sat back down, and this time he felt it too, the shift, the kind of silence that meant something had changed. The jury was dismissed for deliberation. Hours passed. The courtroom lights dimmed. People waited. Then the door opened and a young woman in a navy blazer stepped out and handed the bailiff a slip of paper. The jury had reached a verdict. Everyone filed in, hearts pounding. Judge Rohr read the results, his voice even and clear. "On the matter of excessive force and unlawful arrest, we find in favor of the defendant, Mr. Colton Merriweather." Gasps filled the courtroom. Not dramatic ones, relieved ones. A kind of justice that felt earned. Colton didn't cheer, didn't cry. He simply bowed his head. Quiet gratitude, like a man unshackled in more ways than one. Travis clasped his client's shoulder. "You did good," he whispered. "You did better," Colton replied. Reporters rushed forward, but Colton didn't answer any questions. He exited quietly through the side door, stepping into the night air like a man walking into a world he wasn't sure would ever see him the same. Outside, beneath the parking lot lights, Lana McBride stood waiting. Colton stopped. "It was you," he said. She nodded. "I was across the street that night. I almost walked away, but then I didn't." He studied her. "Why now?" She shrugged. "You deserve the kind of truth that doesn't die in a file cabinet." He smiled faintly. "Thank you." She handed him a flash drive. "There's more." "I kept the full file." Colton hesitated, then took it. "I think I know someone who can make use of it." They parted ways without a word more. No handshake, no ceremony, just mutual understanding. The next morning, Colton walked into a local high school gymnasium. Not to talk about injustice, not to talk about lawsuits, but to listen. Students, teachers, community members, all gathered, waiting to hear what came next. He looked out at them and said, "The most dangerous thing I ever did was stand still and expect to be seen. So now I move. I speak, and I hope it helps someone else do the same." He didn't want fame. He wanted forward.